everyone. Welcome to Talking Reds in our first stream since, well, not the first stream since the Champions League, being champions of England, but the first stream of celebration. This is going to be our first stream of celebration for Liverpool. Naz just joined me on now. What a crazy, crazy day it was yesterday, Naz. What a crazy weekend it has been. And I want to celebrate this for a long, long time. I want to celebrate this for at least a month of streams here of celebration. So in this specific stream, we're going to be talking about Liverpool becoming the biggest club in England. And that's what's happened yesterday. Rival fans might want to knock it off, especially Manchester United fans. They won't want to listen. They'll be like this all the time in this conversation. But the reality is we've hit 20 titles. The reality is we've joined amongst 20 titles. The reality is we've also got more Champions Leagues than them as well. So we are now officially winning the title yesterday. We are the biggest club in England. That is the subject we are going to be talking about this. So further down the line, next week we'll have a celebration of the title. We'll have a celebration stream. We're going to talk about different subjects, talk about things in the past of the season. Arne Slot's introduction to Liverpool, players this season, what games won and lost the title for Liverpool, what games lost the title for Arsenal. It's going to be... I'm just relaxed. I'm absolutely relaxed. Naj, have you got a sore head from yesterday, by the way?
Sore throat's going. No, do you know what? Honestly, I sort of didn't drink. I did drink, but I didn't drink a lot. I sort of wanted to cherish the moment a little bit, So I sort of just took it easy, as they say. But
I've seen the videos. I've seen the videos.
Could have took it easier. Let's just say that.
The videos I've seen. I don't think the term "taking it easy" was the right way of putting it.
Yeah, I'd say mediocre. I can remember that.
You sort of took it easy at first, but then as the night went on and the celebrations kicked in, you thought, why not? I'm here now. I'm also getting involved.
Go on.
Go on then, exactly that. So, Liverpool Football Club, the biggest club in England. Guys, let me know in the chat how happy you guys are today. All I've seen all weekend, all I've seen is downplaying of the thing. There's been a lot of fans that haven't downplayed. I've got to be honest. There's been a lot of fans that have stuck up saying, look, why are you downplaying this? You're just jealous. But there's a lot of fans that downplaying it. It's a way of coping. I think Liverpool fans would do the same thing. And a lot of Liverpool fans have done the same thing. When Man City won in the last 2-3 years, there's a few Liverpool fans I know that have downplayed their success. Oh, it's on Man City. It's not the point. You're pissed off that you've not won a title. Vile fans, be pissed off for one title. We are Premier League champions. We are the biggest club in England. And that's exactly what me and Naj are going to discuss right now. So let's go over why Liverpool have become the biggest club in England. So, going through the domestic honours. So, first, 20 league titles to 20 league titles between Liverpool and Manchester United. FA Cups 13 to Manchester United, 8 to Liverpool. League Cups 10 to 6 to us. So, right now, if it's a little race going on, Man United's sneaking ahead, because the FA Cups mean more than 8 League Cups, if you're going to go on that success. Charity Shields 21 to 16 for Manchester United. Not going to really count them as much, but you can count them in. You might add a little smidge to the lead. Anyway, speaking of carrying weight, 6 European trophies, 6 Champions League or European Cup trophies for Liverpool, 3 for Manchester United, 3 Europa League or UEFA Cups for Liverpool, 1 for Manchester United, 4 Super Cups for Liverpool, 1 for Manchester United, 1 Club World Cup each. And there we go. So in total, Liverpool have 69 league trophies. Manchester United have 68 trophies. Not only are we in the lead with trophies, but the weight of the Champions League, the weight of the European competitions, as well as other things as well, outweighs Manchester United in terms of, say if you're doing it on weighing scales, say, I'm just going to go kg or pounds, whatever, whoever's watching here across the world, say kg. If you know what kg is, kilograms, say a Champions League is worth 20 kgs, whilst an FA Cup is worth 5 kgs. So whilst you've got more FA Cups, it really doesn't count to the amount of how many 6 Champions League would count, if that makes sense. I'm trying to make sense of it. If anyone that's trying to wonder where my mind's going with this. But yeah, Liverpool have become the most successful club in England, officially in 69 trophies to 68. And again, Can they argue the Champions League and the league titles now, Naj? Can they argue anything on it?
I mean, I'm going to be biased, but I think 2019, even 2005, as soon as we've got double the Champions Leagues, I think that means, I mean, I've spoke to people from different countries, clubs, sport different clubs over Spain, Germany, and stuff like that, and then pretty much all of them say that Liverpool are bigger anyway because of the Champions Leagues. But officially now, of yesterday, winning that 20th league title sort of puts everything to bed in terms of here in England. I think though, I was reading something, and if you actually don't count the current Charity Shield, it heavily weighs more towards Liverpool. What is it? How many Charity Shields United got?
I have a minute ago. I'll try it up now. I'll go back up here. They're clearing that for us. They are 21 to our 16, so 5 more Charity Shields than us.
So if you actually eliminated them,
would be 6 trophies above them.
And I know it is a trophy at the end of the day, but you could count it, but I think it's something that's only been counted in the last, I don't know, 20, 30 years, isn't it?
I don't know anyone that's counted Charity Shields. Really, it's just a friendly with a trophy. Then you might as well include the Intertoto Cup, not the Intertoto Cup, the Audi Cup for Tottenham.
Audi Cup, yeah, literally. I mean, personally, I don't count it. I don't think it. I think it's just a game. It's one game, isn't it? I mean, obviously, it's the winners in the FA Cup and the league, but yeah, I mean, that's 6 trophies difference. Still obviously one more, but it's 6 trophies. It's a lot, isn't it? And one thing that made me happy yesterday was seeing the Ferguson thing. We're right back on our fucking perch.
Back on the perch. Back on the perch. Exactly that. And when it comes to size of clubs, you're talking about not just trophies. Trophies at the ultimate thing. It's fan bases. It's global presence. It's how big you're seen across the world. It's a lot of things combined. The trophies is the main part of clubs.
Yeah.
The biggest clubs in the world are the most successful clubs in the world. That is a paramount. That's a non-negotiable. Village are the biggest club in the world because they've got the most successful club in the world, the most Champions Leagues, the biggest competition. So they are rightly the biggest club in the world. And also fan bases including that. Also, I think Man United still have the slightly biggest fan base, but in terms of right now, in terms of how Liverpool have grown in the last 10 years and how Man United have dropped off, that's changing massively. We've seen how big online, how big Liverpool are in terms of the online followers, in terms of the presence on. You're going to see now with the parade. You saw yesterday at the ground. The numbers that Liverpool turn up is ridiculous. You talk about the parade. There's going to be at least a million Liverpool fans there at the parade.
Oh yeah,
that is huge. That is absolutely huge. And that if this continues the way it's going with Liverpool where they are right now, Manchester United, they're likely improving anytime soon.
Yeah.
Then that at some point, kids are going to start supporting Liverpool more than Man United. That's just the way it is. That's the way it is. I mean, you see more Man City fans now. I've seen one Man City fan in my entire life until last 10 years. Yeah. And then you see a few. You know what I'm saying? You see Man City shirts all the time now. That's just the way it is. It's going to be the same.
Commercialization of United. I'll always say this, when you see Tom Garrett and all that going on, it's the biggest club in the world. No, they want to be. They are, yeah, but commercialization of the Premier League, when the Premier League become a thing, I think they really capitalised on that, and that's sort of when the money come into English football, didn't it? And a lot more foreign players, if you say, started to come to the Premier League rather than going to Italy or Spain. Obviously, I know Spain is still obviously a very big place to go to, but I think United really did benefit from that, and we didn't, out of all the clubs, probably because of the way we sort of went when the Premier League started. I think if Liverpool had won the Premier League in the first couple of seasons, I think Liverpool would have probably continued to sustain what they were already doing. With the, we literally won the league the year before it changed to Premier League, didn't we? So
yeah.
I know we're not 89, Arsenal won in '89, and I think it was Liverpool at '90. Was it? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
1992 when the Premier League came in.
Yeah, and then you know, and I think if you was a club that won it, obviously I know Blackburn. This obviously you can swing it both ways, but I think Blackburn obviously they won it, but they were in the Premier League for a long time. They were competitive for a long time. I think they ran into bad ownership, which is always the case, isn't it? Really, I mean we've been subjected to our own. I mean, not saying FSG. I mean they haven't been great, but they can't complain.
They,
Won the
they, they, they built
won the,
something there they can be successful of. I'll always credit FSG for that. They built a good football structure underneath. They built one where we can be successful, but sustained success is not. That's where my issue is with FSG. Do
yeah,
I think we're going to do enough in the summer transfer window to ensure that we're going again next season? No.
yeah,
That's my honest view. I'm basing that on my experience under them. We've
yeah.
been at the top before and did very little to stay at the top.
And then obviously we had Gillette and Hicks, and they absolutely ruined us, didn't they? Like
Yeah, yeah,
we was minutes away from going into administration, like one of the biggest clubs on the
yeah,
planet. And then yeah, I mean, obviously we had we've had bad periods. We've had bad periods. I mean, the '90s were like a strange period for Liverpool. Like, I mean, obviously I was only born at the very late end of the '90s, so I can't really comment on it. Obviously, I know about it from my dad and family members and stuff like that. But Liverpool had a weird time in the '90s, and that's obviously when United started to really get traction with like '92 and the class of '92 and all that. Because and obviously Arsenal were quite big back then as well. We won in '98 as well, I believe. But Liverpool still won trophies in that time period, but they just didn't win the big
yeah,
ones.
yeah. Yeah, that's it. The Swimming Premier League, yeah, yeah. People forget this.
Yeah, we still won trophies. We still were successful, but not to the degree that we was in the '80s and '70s. And
Yeah, yeah,
I think United's Liverpool era, if you like, was the '90s and the 2000s, wasn't it? But now, we have like eclipsed what they're doing. Well, we haven't yet, but we're eclipsing. We already eclipsed them. We eclipsed them yesterday with 20 league titles. We're on exactly the same with them.
yeah.
It took Ferguson 30 years, 26 years, whatever it was, to get to that point. And Klopp's come in, and within 10 years, we're back to, we've got an extra Champions League, we've got a Club World Cup, we've got more FA Cups, we've got more Carabao Cups, League Cup. We've got everything more now. We've put another one, another tick on the box, and that's competing against Manchester City. You're like, I mean, the money's endless, isn't it? They're totally going to spend another 200 million in the summer. I don't know how they're going to get away with that, but we've still been successful in the last 10 years, and like. I had a few United fans have messaged me and said, "Oh, congratulations on the league and stuff like that." I'd consider them proper football fans. I've got the odd shower crank going like, "Oh yeah, but you're a COVID title." But it's just like I just think about it. It doesn't matter, does it? It just says on that thing, Liverpool 2024, 2025 Premier League champions, and that's all I care. That's all that matters. And
The COVID one never sticks though because we're 25 points clear before we aim to COVID.
we won that league in February
Already, yeah,
when we beat
yeah.
United. We won the league. Like that's why Salah took his top off and all that, because we knew we won the
He
league. Like
knew, yeah.
5 points is like ludicrously like that's the most ever. But going back to what I was saying, United are in this period now, and I mean they're gonna feel bitter and horrible and twisted and stuff like that. I mean, I felt like that one. We was shocking,
Yeah.
but we haven't. When we was really bad was probably 2011, and that was 5 or 6 years until Klopp come in. Klopp come in 2015, didn't he? 2016,
Yeah,
something.
2014, yeah.
But we only had like that period, and the lowest we ever was 8th, and like
Yeah.
now look at how the tables have turned, and like the tables have turned, and it's fell over and rolled down the street, and they're in 15th or whatever they are right now. But
Yeah, we were never that. We were never that bad. Not when we were bad. Thank for Gerrard. That's what I have to say for all that.
yeah,
So if I think without Gerrard, I think we might have been that bad
oh
at some points. At some points, and this is why I'll always see Gerrard as like the greatest midfielder I've ever seen in the Premier League, because this guy took mediocre sides to probably sides worse than I've seen some of my United players are playing now right now. That's
I think the side of when Right, you take Suarez, Sturridge, Gerrard, Coutinho, probably Sterling out that squad when we come second. The whole team was crap. Like every single player was crap. And no one's bad mouth players, but Glenn Johnson fell off the edge of a cliff. Like he used to be good. He fell off the edge of a cliff. Simon Mignolet was never that. Colo Torre was 34.
Yeah, he was on. Yeah, going on. Yeah,
He was good. He was good enough, but he wasn't a starting centre back. You know, Martin
we got
Skirtle.
him. We didn't get him in his heyday at all. We're nowhere near his heyday.
Martin Skirtle was. He was okay. I'll give him his give him his flowers. He was good.
He had a lot of mistakes in him, didn't he?
Yeah, he was good, but he had the mistakes in him, and that was the issue with Skirtle. And then I can't remember like Flanagan, like Joe.
Yeah, Flanagan left back when he scored against Tottenham.
Yeah, mad
When he
goal.
scored against Tottenham. Yeah,
But
that team was bad, man.
But we had like Joe Allen and like there's the famous like the season after and then that was even terrible. That was even worse. I thought the Luis Suarez.
Yeah.
The 8 signings we made with the Suarez money, like Ricky Lambert, Balotelli. Oh, it was just Markovic. Oh,
Barini.
all that period we just had like apart from the main people that were there like Gerrard and that, like I honestly think if Gerrard wasn't there, like you wouldn't have got Suarez, you wouldn't have got them players coming in and stuff. I mean, Andy Carroll, I always say this for Andy Carroll, like 35 million, it was probably a bad price range for him at the time, but it was never really as bad as people made out, I thought. Like, I'm going to say something there. I've seen a certain Uruguayan be a bit worse than him. Do you know what I mean? But
in terms of price, yeah.
Price. Like, I mean, yeah, because 85, I mean, yeah. I think I look back and like, look, yesterday was just like, it was a great day. And I just think, that's been 35 years coming, like well before my lifetime. But, it was good to see everyone like, I mean, obviously I'm losing my voice because I was screaming all day, but, it was just a good day to experience. And I mean, obviously like last time I was there at the, when we won it 2019, 2020, was on a, what would you call them walks? A social distance walk, yeah.
yeah.
A social distance bike ride, I believe. About 10:30 at night. Usually went on about that time. But yeah, like that was.
Someone did fireworks. I'm sure someone did fireworks though outside the ground in that time. Also, it's not going to be the same one it is now. But I'm sure I remember seeing a video of someone doing this fireworks outside the Anfield in 2020.
They did when I went past them. My social distance bike rides, I could see that there was a few fireworks.
You keep having to refer to social distance to make sure you are. You can't get a restaurant for free now, admitting that you wasn't.
Nah, I'm only joking. Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was great. It was good to see that moment, but it was like yesterday, like just Anfield was just like. I mean, I was going to go to Anfield yesterday with the plan of going to probably go to Sandon or something, but
yeah,
I ended up not going because it was just so. Everything was rammed. I was like, I'm not gonna get there, and I went out at like probably 2:30 or something like that. But I was like, I'm not gonna get in anywhere. I'm not gonna. A couple of mates were there, and they were like, "Yeah, you're not getting in here, lads." Everything was just rammed. I was like, I'll watch it in town, and it's even in town it was great. But watching Anfield, like everyone in the stadium, it was just like it was special. Like, do you know what? Honestly, I mean, I was probably a bit tipsy yesterday, but I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna sound a bit biased towards my own club, but it's you don't see anything like that. Like the way everyone was like yesterday. It was just like wow, like the noise, the atmosphere, unreal. Best club in the world.
that win yesterday was certainly for the fans. Like you said there, in the COVID times, it was just like it was a league title. We're going to count it on the league titles, but it felt obviously differently. It was on his own. We celebrated it on his own. Like you said, when he went out, he had to social distance. That yesterday was, like you said, a 35-year wait for that moment, that feeling of fans, that jubilation, that at Anfield. This is why I wanted it at Anfield. This is why I needed it at Anfield. Because if we say we did it next week as Chelsea away, we wouldn't have got that moment. We wouldn't have got that. You'll never walk alone in front of the fans having gone over the line. We wouldn't have got all that to come with it. They got also would have won the title, but it's not the same. That week, what we saw yesterday was perfect.
Yeah,
It was absolutely perfect, and what it was that was 35 years of a wait for that. That's my whole lifetime of
yeah,
waiting for that moment to see that in front of the fans. And I'm not, no, let the rivals diminish the touch cover title because I'm not diminishing that at all. But as a fan, it's a different. Yes, it was a different feel
yeah.
for because it was for the fans. It was in front of the fans, and the fans were allowed to celebrate together. That what we saw yesterday is why Liverpool, for me, is this is why I fell in love with Liverpool. And I said this actually on Friday night in the preview. The preview, no, Saturday night the preview. I spoke about how much the fans mean to me personally. Like Liverpool, despite Liverpool as a kid growing up, was a big part because of how I felt about how the fans were now. There's, how much you feel like a family as a club,
Mm.
how much you connect with the fans, and even when I've always been to Liverpool, I've always been welcomed. I don't know because sometimes when I was a kid, I had like a Liverpool shirt on or something like that. Whether welcome because of that, but you always feel welcome. You always feel just part of the family,
Yeah,
and that connection between the fans and the club. You get that from most ground, but that one at Liverpool is just so special. And that moment yesterday was just
there's just something different, isn't there? It's just
it hit different. It really did hit different. That whilst we celebrate the COVID title as a title, that yesterday was completely different.
yeah,
And you felt it. You felt it through the screen. You felt it through. You felt the energy. You felt the
yeah,
relief. You felt the what a wait we've had to do for this.
yeah,
Like Man United dominated the 90s and 2000s. Growing up, obviously, I don't live in Liverpool personally, so I grew up around a lot of Man United fans.
yeah,
That was fucking brutal.
yeah,
It was brutal. And when we did have a bit of success, and I always rub it in their face and stuff like that. But I always remember, I was at high school. I was always the Liverpool fan at high
yeah,
school. I was known as a Liverpool fan, and there was a few of us, but I was always known as the Liverpool fan, the one that would watch them, proper.
like,
And I
yeah,
remember winning Champions League. I took my flag in the next day. Next day, I was petty like that because we didn't have that. We wasn't used to that. We
yeah.
needed, um, but yeah, it's just so nice to see that get over the line, and then being the biggest club in the world, 20 league titles. It feels it now. It feels it now. It feels it now that we are that big again.
It does. It really does. Like it's like it's. I don't know. It's just like very. I sort of the feeling I got yesterday. Like I've obviously been there when won the Champions League and stuff, and lost the Champions League as well. But like, yesterday it was like it's surreal. It almost felt like when that anthem, when that anthem started, and you walk alone at the start of the game. It almost felt like the whole city was singing it. Do you know what I mean? Like that. It felt like that's all you could hear. Like we was in the bar and we could like hear everyone outside. It was like it was weird, and I felt like the thing what I felt like it was going all the way up to Anfield. Like the noise was like just everywhere, and
Echoing. Mm.
yeah, it was like it was a surreal moment. I mean, I remember when we beat Barcelona in the Champions League and obviously went on to win it. But I remember that game, like that was crazy. Like everyone was going crazy. Like it was people in the cars, whatever, like jumping out of car, on car roofs and stuff. But like yesterday, it was just like it was like a different atmosphere in a way. Like it was like almost like we was all there to like come to
Witness history. That's what it
yeah. Like
was.
it was weird. It was just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
good weird though. But it just felt like we deserve this. Like we this is our day. This felt like this is our day as Liverpool fans. It was weird. I felt quite emotional as well. Like it's mad. This.
I watching that. I always get emotional anyway. Listening to you and walk on, especially at start of games. When the crowd's on voice,
Yeah,
I've always like feel it coming, and then
yeah,
that at the end. I was going to come on stream straight. I came on stream straight after and that at the end there where they were all stood there in front of them. I just thought I fucking love this club, man.
yeah. It's great. Isn't
I
it?
fucking love this club, and it just John Summers saying their biggest club in England back on the pitch rightfully. Absolutely, John. Get it in the chat. Get it in the chat. Tell everyone you know. Don't let them forget. Don't let the Man United fans forget that we are back on our perch. But yeah, yesterday was just. It was like we'd experienced everything else
At
by
once.
yesterday.
Yeah.
We'd experienced a Champions League win, in my lifetime twice now.
Yeah.
We'd experienced League Cup wins. We'd experienced FA Cup wins. We did experience a league win, but not like that. We've experienced a Champions League win like that. We've experienced two Champions League wins like that. But to experience a league win like that, a league that we've not really seen lifted properly in front of the fans, that was a moment of history, and I don't think everyone will ever forget yesterday, and anyone will ever forget. That's why it needed to be in front of the fans. That's why it needed to be, because it was such a monumental day. It was such a historic day for the club and the fans. Like, I'm literally 36 years old. I started supporting Liverpool when I was about 4, so I didn't miss the 1990 thing, but I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
Like 1.5 years old. So it didn't. I wasn't a football fan at 1.5. My dad might have been, but I wasn't. And when I as a kid growing up, as my dad used to talk about how dominant they were in the 80s, how amazing they were, winning leagues and stuff like that. You sort of can't recognise that. You can't. That's not my club, though. We don't do that. We don't win the league titles. We're always the next. We're always the bridesmaid.
Yeah.
And now we've done it, and now I hope what we need to do now is do everything we can now off the pitch to ensure we've got another chance to do it. I'm not expecting dominance. I'm not expecting title after title after title. But what we should do now off the pitch now is ensuring we've got every right to go that way.
It'd be nice to go back to back. I'd say that.
Yeah,
It'd be nice to go back to back for a club that has gone back to back more than anyone.
It's the norm. Yeah.
More than anyone else in the football league. Like, look, well, we went back to back, like, was it like 10 times or something like that? I mean, obviously
One thing we can't do, mate. One thing we can't do is stand still again, like we did last time we won. One thing we can't do is drop back into Europa League, like the last time we won.
No.
That's what we can't do. Because if we do that, then this is why rival fans are like, well, we're never going to be. We're not. This is why I have a Man United fan. Kojo will come on here. I think he wants to come on here at the end of the week. So Man United fan, and he says, look, I'm under FSG. I'll never be scared of you dominating like that. I'll never be scared of you having a dynasty or anything like that, because they don't do enough when they're at the top. Now at the top, we've got the second chance of we've got the second chance. We've got another chance of doing it. FSG, you've got another chance to build something here. But we are the big dogs.
It's like the opportunity now. The way I see it yesterday. I mean, I've not really thought about it like in the last 24 hours, but I thought about it over the last 2-3 weeks, because I knew we were going to. Well, I've probably thought a little bit longer, because I knew we were going to win the league for a long time. But the way I look at it is, we're on top now. Arne Slot's come in. You've not backed him. Let's be honest. You've got an opportunity now for Liverpool. We did okay in the Champions League. We actually did really good in the Champions League. We finished first in the groups. We was the best team in the league. Unfortunately, because we don't have the personnel. I mean, Slot's a bit to blame for this. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to criticise him on. He's just won us the league, but he hasn't rotated his squad as much. But I mean, if you're not confident in your players, you're not going to do it, are you? So he wants his own players quite clearly in the summer. So I believe some players will be offloaded. Nunes, etc. But if this opportunity for us to strengthen the squad now, this title-winning squad. We've got an opportunity next season to go and win not just the league, the Champions League, because to play that well in the first, the group stage, beat Real Madrid, Spanish champions, beat Bayer Leverkusen, German champions, and who else did we beat? We beat someone else.
Going back now. We did beat some big ones, didn't we? Bielefeld was in Germany.
We
beat Madrid,
AC Milan, Girona.
Yeah, we lost to we lost to PSV, didn't we? Why are you going back now? I don't know. I'm trying to think now who we played. I sort of fucking, like Men in Black when they press the pen. I've done that with the Champions League this season for me.
Yeah.
I've realised it. It's gone. It's gone.
But
who did we beat?
but the point still stands. We beat some of the best teams in Europe this year. Like we beat, Real Madrid. We beat Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen hadn't lost a game. I don't think they lost a game to the players, had they? Or something like that. Or they may have lost one game in like.
Yeah. They were on form.
Yeah.
They're still on form.
And then, we beat them comfortably 4-0. Comfortably 4-0. Like Arne Slot, absolute masterclass. But one of the best games of the season, actually. If you break it down.
We beat Bologna early on, I think. Bologna, do we play Bologna?
But, I think obviously towards, the PSG game wasn't great. You could tell we was leggy at February. We really went leggy. But who's to say if we're not backed and got the right players and we can go next season and go and win that Champions League and go and win the league again, because the right back in the right squad, we've already winners in it. That means you can,
Yeah.
Got the template there. Ryan Gravenberch has been, McAllister and Gravenberch this season have been absolute. I don't even think they get spoken about enough. Sensational, sensational. And like McAllister yesterday, I think he had a bit more juice in the tank because he was. I mean, he's everywhere anyway, but he was literally everywhere, wasn't he? Goal, brilliant, slide tackles. He was great. He's fantastic, but he needs that rotation. He needs them players to come in. I don't
And
mind.
they need help. They need help. They can't be running to the ground again like that. If you're asking me now, I answered this yesterday. Do we win the title next season? Am I confident we win the title next season if we just go with the same team? No.
No. I'm not.
No.
But if we added a quality striker to take the load off Salah in terms of, you've got to score the goals because Gakpo's got fitness concerns. Diaz is in out of form. Jota, I mean, I can't even believe Jota's form this season. I've never seen.
No. Yeah.
But Nunez can't really. I mean, he doesn't have form.
I thought you were going to say I can't believe that with Nunez.
No, but I mean, someone comes in I keep saying it. I keep reiterating. Isak, Alvarez, finished products. They're already finished products. They're already world. Well, yeah, they are world class strikers. I'm not going to say otherwise. They actually are.
Yeah.
You bring them in that's such a big transfer, such a big play.
It's a statement. It's a massive statement.
And it's a massive statement. It's like, listen, we're going again, and what?
Yeah.
We've already got good defense. If we get a left back in, Gerg has obviously we always think a lot of Liverpool fans is nailed on, including myself. That's again. We're going to sign the best left backs in the league this season. He's young, he's quick, he's fast. He's hungry. Well, he's Hungarian, but
he's actually Serbian, And is it in that Serbia? It's Serbian born, isn't it?
Yeah, he's Serbian born. But that's a big statement. Go and sign a quality.
Huge. That's something that Man United would have done. That's something that Man City does.
Yeah.
On the top.
Well, look at City this season. They're absolutely bobbins at the start of the season. And then Omar Marmoush was someone I'd love to see at Liverpool. And they just went, bang, 80 mil, let's buy him. Nico Gonzalez, another player I've actually liked to have seen in Liverpool because he looks like a really good player. 60 million goes spent on him. I can't remember who else they bought. Who else did they buy? Oh,
they bought that centre back, didn't they? Young centre back.
Yeah, Kushanov and that Victor Reis.
Yeah.
But they want to sign them, and people have not really looked at it as like, the Kushanov will be all right. I think he looks like a player eventually. I think, but
it was good business. But their damage had already been done. What they were trying to do there is to save the season from what they had. But what they did though is they saw issues and they addressed them.
Yeah, and now they've got. They're going to finish in the top 4. So realistically, they've not won the league. They've not done what they've usually done every season, but they're still going to get Champions League football next year. They're still in a chance to go to because they've got the Champions
League. But really, for City, mate, having done 4 leagues in a row, having done a treble as well, coming top 4 and an FA Cup wins, it's all right in between.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you just fought 4 in a row, we did this. We won the league and then we dropped off to fucking 5th within a couple of seasons. That's not acceptable.
No, but that's because that's the same old story, and we don't get back like City do. I think. I think this is the perfect opportunity now to just go and do that. Like Klopp was never really backed that much. I don't think. I don't think he was. I don't think he was backed half as much as he should have been. Like I say, we all know what happened after we won the Champions League. We literally got Harvey Elliott and Sepp van der Berg. Like, that is not acceptable.
And Adrian, yeah. Don't forget
That's
Adrian.
yeah. I think yeah.
Best sign we've ever made.
Honestly, he cost the Champions League.
Imagine Klopp's face this summer though. If Klopp actually gets backed, imagine Klopp fucking fuming.
I know, but
He'd be Steven.
it's got to be done. I mean, if you back this
Yeah.
squad, you've got 2 years of Van Dijk and Salah, two of the best players on the planet. You get new players to come in and you utilise them next 2 years. Liverpool drop off after them two leave, which I do expect to happen a little bit because, they are very much irreplaceable players. Same with Alisson as well. Trent, I think you can replace Trent, but he is a very unique talent. I think he is very, very, obviously he's world class. I'm not going to glaze over the fact, but Salah's your goals, Van Dijk's your leadership and your defence, and then Alisson's your wall, isn't he? So I think there will be a drop off. I think Marshall-Dilly's a good opportunity for him to come in. When Alisson does leave eventually, I think I've got a suspicion Alisson's going to sign a year extension. I don't think he's going to go anywhere yet, which I hope he does because he shows how good he is.
Best in the world. Best in the world. Yeah.
Quality. He is the best keeper I've seen in the Premier League. All round, everything, saves, comes out. Footwork's great. He has like one game a season where he has like a meltdown and that's it. How many keepers like howlers but them three, Marshall Dilly, I think he's got the potential to be probably not as good as Alisson, but if he's even like 3/4 as good as him, if he's sound, we'll be fine. But Van Dijk, Salah, they're big players you got to replace. So why not utilize the next 2 years of bringing players in that is going to help you sustain more success, i.e., earn you more money and global reputation, which equals more money, doesn't it? Like, it just makes sense. It just makes perfect sense, and they've got to do it now. From a business point of view, it's the sensible thing to do. I mean, how much is the Prem? Is it 300 million win for the Prem?
I did it the other day. I think it's like an extra £62 million for winning the Prem. You get like a certain price for just competing in the Prem alone. I did it the other day actually. In a stream the other day, broke it all down. You get a certain amount of money for being in the Prem. I think that's like 150, something like that. I can't think what it was. Then you get obviously TV revenue, which is probably the one of the biggest in the country, and obviously I think it's like 65 million added on if you win it. I think it's something like that.
So it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. There's your Isak. There's your Kirkers. That's the players you got to go and buy with that money.
Yeah.
If my theory on it the other day, and I was going to say this to everyone on stream, I'll say it now, but my theory on it is if you've not backed a manager for 3 transfer windows, right? So there's got to be money there, and you've won the Premier League. You are so in the price. You can do anything. Should be able to do anything. And I think this is the opportunity to do it now. And if hopefully John Emery sees a bit of sense. He was there yesterday, wasn't he? It's the first time.
I've not said. Oh, he's there yesterday to make sure fucking Nunes will get his 4.3 million fucking taken off him. That's what he's there for.
Yeah.
There's only 2 reasons why John Emery was there yesterday. That's to ensure Nunes doesn't start, so he don't lose 4.3 million, or that ensures he makes sure he gets his money for winning the Premier League.
Yeah. I mean,
but if he starts being a bit more ambitious, John, right? If he starts being, I won't say ambitious, like doing the right choice. Just put the club first for once.
Doing the right thing in it, even from I know he's a very business-minded man. From a business point of view, it's absolutely a no-brainer. There's no bad side to it. Liverpool have just won the 20th league title. If Liverpool win it again next year, 21. That's the most ever by any English team. And even if Liverpool win another Champions League, the Champions League, you win a lot. I know you win a lot for Champions League. You got to think at that point of view, you get a striker in who's going to take you win the Champions League. It's an absolute no-brainer because it's going to get you more money, it gets you more revenue, gets you more people.
Yeah.
Sells you more shirts. Obviously another percentage of what the club gets on the shirt is not actually that much. But again, if you're selling 100 million shirts in a year and then you go win the league, you win the Champions League or whatever, and you send another 50 million on top of that, that's more money, isn't it? You got to look at it at that point of view. So I think it's just the right time now to invest and make this squad make this squad deserve to what it needs to be. It needs to be an all action, squad that we once had. We did have that squad, under Klopp, but I think it needs to be that again now. It needs to be. We need to do it now, because if we do it now, we get caught. Like you say, we get caught snoozing. We're just gonna be back to square.
Because if we're honest, Arsenal and Man City dropping off this season has helped us. We've got to be honest about that. They have. And
Also,
injuries have come into play with Arsenal, just like it did with us. This is what I'm saying. Like, many Liverpool fans forget that we moan about injuries, but we want we're prepared to go into the season
yeah,
with an under an overworked squad, or not bringing in fresh players. This is just the way Arsenal have.
yeah,
They've not prepared. They've not brought a striker. They've not brought some forwards in to help them.
yeah.
They've
That's
underprepared for the season, just like we did. We moaned about injuries, so they've got every right to moan about injuries as well. So at the end of the day, it has a massive impact on it. And Arsenal and Man City will come back next season. So it's not going to be like this season where it's a canter where we can get away with it playing the same team every single week. This season we've done it. Slott's done fantastically well. He needs his players now. He needs backing. If we want to hit that 21 league titles in the next 2-3 years, which we should be doing. I'm sorry, we should be winning the league title in the next 3 years again, at least once. We
I,
should be doing.
I think the Champions League as well, because I think you remove PSG and Barca. I'd probably give Arsenal the flowers, and Arsenal as well, out of that Champions League this year. I can't actually name. I think it's so weak. Like, I'm not doing it for bites for Arsenal fans or anything like that. I think it's weak. Like, if you look at it really, realistically, Bayern aren't at it.
I think Madrid will be back next season with Alonso in
Yeah,
charge.
and I think and exactly, and do better. 100%. I mean, most teams will be better next season. Of course, we just can't be that team that's getting caught napping, because if we get caught napping, we're gonna just be back to square one again, and then just causes issues. So I think going to next season, hopefully new signings. I mean, it's weird. We're talking about new signings straight after we've won the league, and that says a lot, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah. But we do need them though, otherwise we are going to stand still. We've got to act like the big club that we are now.
yeah. I
That's
think
what we are. We are the biggest club in England. That's what the stream's for. We're the biggest club in England after
yeah,
winning the league. They said now we're going to act like the biggest club in England.
yeah. It's almost weird to say it though. Like, when I think about it, like, we always have these streams. I talk about on my channel. We talk about on here as well, and we like talk about it. And we go like, oh yeah, like we're always thinking of transfers, like, oh, but FSG wouldn't buy them and stuff like that. We shouldn't.
Yeah,
We shouldn't be thinking about that. Like, I'm not
yeah,
happy to go and sign Mbappe or something like that. That's just
yeah.
unrealistic. But I mean, but he's at 100 million.
Well, yeah, and the reports of Kirkers now might be too much. There's reports going out now saying Kirkers might be too much.
But like, that shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. £8 million. Well, £8 million, £11 million spent on left back in the last 10 years of the club. Like, that's obviously Robertson and Simicast. So what's that combined? It's like what 19 million? 19 million over 10 years. Like, if he cost 50 million, how many left backs have United had? How many left backs have City had in that time? I think United are on like the 15th left back now or something, aren't they? Malacia, what he was like,
I'm still waiting for Luke Shaw to be fit. How they might.
can't believe he's still there. But like, Chelsea, they've had a load of left backs. City, I've actually lost count how many City have got. I mean,
We definitely need new left back. We definitely need a few positions that we need upgrades on. Certainly. But yeah, we need to act like a big club now and then go and again. No one's saying here we expect to win the title next season. But
no,
what we do expect is a serious defence of the title and a serious, ambitious look off the pitch to defend the title. We need to do everything we can off the pitch to ensure Slot can go again. Because if Slot's given the tools, he'll do it again. He'll win the title again.
of course, yeah.
It's as simple as that.
I think
He needs to be given the tools.
he's already proved, like, to me, obviously, he won the title his first season with signing Chiesa. Like, that is, like, it's actually mental if you think about it. Like, exactly the same players as last year, reinvented Gravenberch as number 6. Played it, but dropped our 75, 85 million pound striker. Played with Luis Diaz up front, Gakpo on the wing for most of the season, and it's worked. It's worked all season. Kanate, had a bit of a torrid time last season. He was in and out of form. This season he's been imperious. He's been unbelievable. Quanta we all thought was the answer. You know, I will say Quanta's improved of recent times under Slot. But like that is, you know, people talk about Mourinho coming in his first season, he won the league and stuff like that. Like, I almost think what Slot has done is better than that because Mourinho come in and sign players. You know, he didn't. What did he get in his first season? Mourinho, was it like Duff and
Did Robin come? How early did Robin come? He was quite early. That
yeah,
first one, I'm sure.
but yeah, I think he had Makaleli as well, didn't he? And all
Yeah,
that. So you know, his first season,
Cavalier.
yeah, he signed a lot of, you know, already proven good big players, and you know, the magnitude of what he did then was brilliant, and it was such an amazing thing what Mourinho did. But in this day and age, to come and do it in this league right now, and this current crop of teams, 90-odd point teams, to do it now is just wow, madness. And you know, like you say, given the right tools, he'll be sweet. Next season, if he gets the right tools, he'll win. I'll back myself on that. I think a lot of people back it. You know, he's already proven to us what he can do. You know, what can he do if he gets the backing? I mean, I'm looking more towards a Champions League as well.
Yeah, definitely. Big up Arsenal for life here for this comment. It's a brilliant comment. Congratulations, Liverpool. Well deserved. Brilliant job done by Slot to do it in the first season. Don't let these salty fans online downplay this achievement. Well, you know what, Arsenal for life. I agree with you there in terms of not downplaying the achievement because there is going to be salty fans. And I'll tell you one thing: there were salty Liverpool fans as well in the last 3 years when Man City won. There were Liverpool fans out there saying, and I said to them, "Why are you doing that? Why we're clearly rivals of Man City. Why are we downplaying what they've done? At the end of the day, they've won the league. You got to give them to them. The same. We've got to keep the same energy when we haven't won the league. Now we expect that energy from Arsenal fans, Man United fans. As a Man United fan, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You might actually be a bit more like a backhand sort of compliment sort of thing. You don't really want to do it. You say, "Oh, well done," but fuck off. Yeah, like I'm saying that because we were like that as when Man United won it. I'm like, "Yeah, congrats, you dickhead." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for that comment. That's a beautiful comment. Arsenal for life. Yeah, please. I don't even listen to the salty fans. It is coming from bitterness. The only no one's talking about it, but you're tweeting about it. So
I think
the fact that you've picked up 10 seconds, it might take you 10 seconds to press a few buttons, but the fact that you've done it shows me that you're bothered by it. You're triggered by us winning the league.
I think a lot to do with it these days and stuff like is especially with like this season, like the big Arsenal accounts, like big Arsenal accounts on TikTok and Twitter, especially. Like, I think a lot of Arsenal fans, like genuine Arsenal fans, have been very, you know, congratulations Liverpool. See a lot of congratulations, you know, done really well, you know, fantastic, done what Arteta's failed to do in 6 years, whatever, you know, stuff like that. A lot of them have been like that, but then you get the big accounts that get the engagements, you know, and stuff like that, like Well Beast or whatever, and all them sort of like weird accounts, like, oh, they don't deserve.
Yeah.
How can you? That's lost 2 games, doesn't deserve to win the league. Like, you're just talking out your ass. Like, if it was Arsenal, if Arsenal in Liverpool's shoes, I would never say that. I'd be like, I'd be gutted if we was in Arsenal's position, but I wouldn't be like,
yeah.
They've lost 2 games all season. What are you talking about? They're the best team. I think. I think you got to be like. I always think you got to be great, you know, gracious in defeat, don't you? That's what you got to be. I think. I mean, you can be pissed off, and I get pissed off, but you know.
If it was Arsenal as well, even if it was Arsenal winning, I'd be bothered about us losing more than Arsenal winning. I won't give a shit if Arsenal won it. If Man United won it, I'd be a bit fucking more pissed off. I can't stand Man United winning anything.
We don't have to.
But you know what I'm saying? But if Arsenal win it, I won't be like, "Oh, fuck Arsenal, fuck Arsenal." I'll be like, "Fuck's sake, Liverpool. Why the fuck are you like these win it?" You know what I'm saying? I'd be more pissed off at us. We should look in the mirror sometimes.
Exactly. I think, you know, that a lot of people don't realise that, like, most of the time, the reason why you've not won something is because of your team. Like, it's not because of what you've done. She's like, everyone on Twitter. What does she say?
But there's some Liverpool fans the same, mate. When we won the league, we like to blame the refs a lot. We did what Arsenal fans do. We're laughing at Arsenal fans for blaming refs and blaming injuries, but there's a lot of us in our fan base that did the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at our club and sitting back and saying, "Well, we took Lovren that season and we didn't replace him." We went into a season with three centre backs, two of them injury prone. That was our fault.
Yeah.
So don't blame injuries for that. That was our fault.
I mean, do you know what though? I will say this. That was absolutely scandalous last season. Some of the things that happened to us, like the Odegaard NBA thing, and
Yeah. I agree with it. I agree with you. And I'll call the referees out. I can't stand referees. And I'll call them out if it's a bad decision. But to not solely blame it on us as well, we've got to take some accountability. The same thing that all Liverpool fans are asking Arsenal now, take some accountability.
Well, I always
and on your own club, a lot of Liverpool fans didn't do the same thing.
Well, I always say last season was a great example of, we did have some really disgusting, like horrible Diaz and Odegaard. They are two big things. And the City, Doku, red card. They're three big things that always come to mind. Like, they're ridiculous. But, Arsenal had some things happen this season. I don't agree with all of them. The Trossard card, red card.
I'm thinking like was it the Lewis Skelly card? That wasn't a red card.
A red card. Well, he's had about 5, hasn't he? But
was it the Wolves one? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'll be honest. When things go against Arsenal, I'll be honest here. I'll always have been honest on this channel. I'll always be honest on this channel. Is that the reason why they've lost the league? No, they've lost the league because Arsenal didn't do enough. They've lost the league because Arsenal didn't go get a striker in January or in summer. They've lost the league because they simply didn't address the issues. The referees and the injuries played a massive part of it, but they've got to look in the mirror just the same way we should have looked in the mirror.
Yeah, exactly. Like us last season, I think a big thing of us last season was the fact that we was good all season. And it's happened this season. Exactly the same thing happened last season. It's just we had such a big gap. They couldn't catch us, and we was good. We tailed off. We don't have the players, and that ultimately why we lost the league last season, because we was top for most of the year, and we
We're
just
knackered. Right into the ground. We didn't freshen it up.
Like literally, Salah was out. I mean, we had injuries last season, and obviously we have a pretty decent injury record when it comes in terms of Salah and the main guys. Let's just say that, obviously, or they wouldn't really be there with you injury prone, would they? But at one point we had it was like Elliot on the right, and last season, towards the end,
yeah.
You're not going to win the league with this team. Like,
no,
not going to, but. Like we could sit here all day till the cows come home and just say that like happens before, but we were unfortunate to win it last season, but for this group of players to miss out like that last year and then go again and win it again, brilliant. Under a new manager as well, brilliant. So just testament to how good the club is, really. I think with and the managers and the coaching staff and the players themselves as well, like Salah, them leaders. Brilliant, but I feel like Arteta with Arsenal, he's a bit of he almost, because he's a bit of a whinge bag, like he almost like brings it on them, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? Because
he brings it on himself. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, instead of just taking accountability.
Yeah, like we weren't good enough. That's it.
And that's why some of the fans the way they are. They can't take accountability.
Yeah, it's fine that he's like that, but you got to see the bigger picture, haven't you? You got to be like, if I whinge, what's this going to make the team? Oh, we're going to be shit next game because got confidence in me. So I'd like that slot this season. He's just being. I mean, he just answers everything like perfectly, doesn't he? Like he's like I don't even think he's a media trained. He just talks.
I just think he's Dutch. He's just Dutch. Yeah. He's Dutch. He just says it how it is.
Yeah,
and I fucking love that. Yeah.
And it's class. It's like that's a question. He just answers it, and it's just like, all right. There's no like. Mad ways of twisting it and all that. I mean, Klopp was very cryptic and stuff with things, but a slot just goes, this is it, this is how it is, and it's sound.
I mean, yeah, this is what you can say here. Arsenal 5 says it here. Thing is, I do believe that injuries and bad ref decisions make a huge impact, but this season it's not an excuse. Even if the ref decisions were correct, we still wouldn't have won the league. I mean, like saying, "Oh, Saka got injured," but you were 9 points behind when Saka was playing.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like they have. Whilst they are correct that they have a massive impact, I think if you didn't have Saka in July, if you had have Saka, Jesus all stay fit, I think you might have closed the gap on it. Might have been a little bit more pressure on us, but it doesn't mean that you've lost the league because of that. You've lost the league because you didn't bring a striker in. You've lost the league because you didn't look at yourself. You've lost the league because Liverpool have been more consistent. You've lost the league because when we did fuck up, you fucked up alongside us.
You did worse.
Yeah.
Oh,
We drew to Everton, we drew to Villa. You had a good chance of beating West Ham at home to put a little bit of pressure on us, and you lost.
There's like a big moment this season. Like I've been saying this, and one of my best mates is an Arsenal fan, and he's a big Arsenal fan, but he's very like grounded on it as well. And I've said this to him like multiple times, like why is Odegaard your captain? He's a brilliant player, but he isn't a captain. Why is he your captain? It's almost just like, oh, because he's one of the best players, let's make him captain.
Yeah.
No. And I keep saying this, like when it's Odegaard needs to step up this season. And I think Odegaard is a brilliant player, but I think that captain's armband weighs heavy on him too much. Give it to a player like Gabriel.
Gabriel. I was thinking Gabriel.
Declan Rice. Declan Rice.
Yeah, Declan Rice, yeah.
I know Declan Rice is a lot more newer addition than Odegaard, but he was captain of West Ham when he was 21.
It wouldn't surprise me if Declan Rice got it after this season. It wouldn't surprise me if Declan Rice got it for next season.
And I feel like this season, like because Odegaard last season, I mean he was captain last season, but this season he just looked like he weighed on him so much heavier. You know, he's come back from injury. He's got to be the man we've got to look to now because Saka's not here, and he's just not. But he's a brilliant player. I'm not gonna badmouth him. I think he's a fantastic player. I just think he shouldn't be captain for Arsenal. And I think
there's certain players that can another wear captain's armband. There's certain players that can. I mean, you look at our team. We've got a few leaders on the team, but can everyone wear the captain's armband? No. I'm saying it's a big responsibility.
I think Salah definitely. I think Salah definitely. Obviously, Egypt captain. Like he's ways with the younger players and stuff. He just makes everyone better around, doesn't he? I think Van Dijk, obviously, I mean, the obvious captain ever, wasn't it? After Henderson left.
I'm just wondering now, right? Quick question before we do go, because we are going to go in a couple of minutes. Van Dijk goes in 2 years. Trent's not here. Who is the next captain?
Do you know who I think could be good captain?
You're going to think same as me.
Well, I've got two, but one of them is probably. I think Alisson would be good, but he's a keeper, and I don't really like.
Right, let's see if you say the same one as me. Midfielder.
No.
Oh, right, okay. Kanate. Ooh, that's if he's here.
Yeah. I think Kanate make a great captain. I do think he would.
I was thinking Maka because he sets the example.
Yeah, Maka would be very good. That lad doesn't have any. He just thrives under anything. I mean, there's no pressure with him.
He sets the example. There's two different kinds of captains. There's a vocal captain, and there's one that sets the example. Or there's one who's both. Like Gerrard's both vocal and sets the example. Maka's the one that sets the example for the rest of the team.
Yeah,
sets the standard.
Yeah, he would be a good captain. I mean, Robertson obviously won't be in a few years, but I think Robertson would be quite a good captain as well. You know, he's very vocal and I mean, it's weird, isn't it? Like you think about who would be I wouldn't have never put Henderson down as being captain when he's become captain, but he ended up being very good captain for us. He wasn't like necessarily the best player, but everyone respected him. Like you've heard the story about Milner and stuff saying, and even Salah going like, you walk in and everyone's like, you're Jordan, and all, like that's what you want a captain to be like. Everyone like looks up to you, but even though you're not the best player, that's great.
Yeah, gets everyone else going. I'm actually going to do a stream on that. So this week, hopefully, I'm going to record a stream on upgrades. Who's been the biggest upgrade in the last? I'm going to say it's 10, 15 years. Biggest upgrade in terms of players in those positions. So who was the right winger before Salah? Who was the left winger before? You know what I'm saying? Who was the keeper before? Alisson Becker said Karius won it. Karius for Becker. That's a massive upgrade to Karius, Alisson Becker. So I'm going to do a stream on that this week. So make sure you do get your notification bells on as well. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Like this video. It would take just 2 seconds just to click the like button on the video. It would help us out massively in the growth. I thank the last week, right? I'm so amazed and so overwhelmed by everyone that's watched. It's been getting some incredible numbers in the last week. Hit over 300 subscribers as well recently. So I'm going to aim for 500 subscribers, hopefully in the next month or two. Thank you everyone that has subscribed again. As I always say, thank you everyone that has watched, liked the videos, and also just supporting the channel. I appreciate it all. Thank you everyone watching. Liverpool Premier League champions 2025, the biggest club in England. Don't let anyone forget that. Have a great night, guys.